We are
Showtime!
live. We are live here with Alejandro. Oh no, I forgot how to book. And Dane, the runner of Brawl. How's it going, Ollie? How's it going, you piece of shit?
Going pretty good. How about y'all?
Ollie, shut the fuck up. First off, let's talk about the shows, the differences. Do you want to go with your card first or the superior card?
Ladies first. So go ahead.
Ladies, whoa. I'm just gonna say, I'm not a lady. I'm a god. And gods decide their fate. And my fate is first. So, we got Austin Cage versus Kid Friendly. And then next, we had VTech and El Sabone versus Negan and Tyler Williams. Then, following that, we had Orion versus Marco Tazzacali. Woo! And then the main event, we had a world championship match. AWC world champion Jin Kazi faces off against the man they call Stoner. Stoner. It's a damn good card. Let's talk about your card. What piece of shit did you book this week?
You already know I booked this shit. All right. First match was Black Ogre versus Cody Rhodes, aka Logan Wright. The second match, the women's tag match. Lucia Violet and Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool.
Wait, why weren't you in that match?
Beach? Shut the fuck up. All right. Lucia Violet, Negasonic Teenage Warhead versus Queen D and Terra Shadows. Third match was Rusty versus JC. The fourth match was Alejandro Leyva versus Shin Nikito, the original Jin Kazi. And then the last match, the main event, had every member that is participating in the Elimination Chamber match. T Dynamite, Curtis Strong, and Judas Maxwell versus Jay Blaze, Midnight, and Clint Kenosha.
Now that we got past that snooze fest, let's compare shows. First match, what was your opener?
Black Ogre versus Logan Wright, baby.
Mine was Austin Cage versus Kid Friendly.
You already know I won this. Yeah.
Austin Cage won, so maybe I'll give you this.
Yeah.
But they had a hell of a match. Can't deny that. Kid Friendly is definitely not something to blink your eye at. He is definitely somebody that's beating and growing. And you talk about your fucking homegrown talent. Where are they?
Black Ogre and Logan Wright.
Logan Wright's his homegrown talent. He's the one that's gonna change the face of your brand.
Yeah. We make new stars every day.
I highly doubt this. See,
They're
I don't
face
think,
of Turbo within the next couple of years.
I don't think Logan Wright has the cahoots, the balls, to even go against somebody like Jay Blaze on your brand. You want to prove me wrong?
I mean, with a great stable like the Purge, you might elevate him in his career in AWC. Who knows?
I don't think so. I think this is a fucking ridiculous idea, fucking bullshit fantasy you have.
I'm fucking
Because
tired.
that's what you do. You do
Fuck.
bullshit fantasy matches. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll pat you on the back, buddy. I'll say that your opener was better than my opener. Just this once. Just because I want you to have this tiny bit of momentum when I crush your ass on this show. Next.
The second thing. Second match?
Mm-hmm.
What was your second match?
Mine was VTech and El Sabone versus Negan and Tahir Williams.
We had a women's tag match, so women are better than men. So I won already.
No. What kind of feminist bullshit is that? We had a great match.
Who run the world, girls?
No. We had
Queen B said that, so you can't argue with Queen B.
We had the Royal Rumble winner picking up a victory against Tahir Williams, former stable member of the Black Authority, and
Racist now?
Negan.
This is what you seduced him?
What?
Being a racist?
No, that was his stable name. It's the Black Authority. He was with A-Star and Todrick. T Dynamite.
What a coincidence! You're naming black people.
No, he was in a stable with them. They were a stable. They were a real stable. You can look it up. They were a stable at one point.
Okay.
Wait, no. Wait, maybe it wasn't A-Star. I think it was Darren.
You never know. See?
Yeah, it was Darren. It was Darren and T Dynamite. I remember because they used to butt heads all the time. It's Darren and T Dynamite. I don't know where the fuck I threw A-Star in there. A-Star was like, I don't know, sucking dick for the IC title or something.
Yeah.
Something Alejandro's very familiar with.
Hey.
So I think that my match was superior.
Why? Because you're a sexist pig?
No, I respect Queen B. I really like Queen B. I think she has potential to be one of the
kind of too much
better people on Turbo. I can't say great people on Turbo because let's face it, Turbo's a pile of shit. So even the most mediocre guys, I guess, are somewhat great or something because they have so much trash they have to work with. Thanks to Alejandro and his terrible booking and his shit roster.
Hey.
We'll talk about that later, I guess. But I like Queen D. I like Tara. Lucille Violet or whatever, I'm not a big fan of, but I definitely see potential. I just think that Elsa Bone, VTech, and Tahir Williams makes a perfect combination for a match with all that they have accomplished. And I know you're going to say, oh, VTech never won a title. He was the guy that eliminated the most people in the Royal Rumble this year. He is the Royal Rumble MVP, and he has done so much pushing to make himself noticed. And boy, it's working. Go on with your bullshit.
I didn't even listen to you, to be honest.
Well,
okay.
That's because you're a piece of shit, and I had the better match. Just
because you're a sexist pig.
I explained why. VTech he almost won the Royal Rumble. I think I mistake.
He didn't even make it to like the final 5 or whatever.
He had the most eliminations. He was the MVP.
I was MVP because I won.
He eliminated a lot of people. And we had Elsa Bone, the king of arm attacks. One of the greatest athletes in the world today. Very charismatic, very, very blunt, bold. And it's the reason I don't think he's getting the push he deserves, is because he's blunt and bold and he says what he says and he doesn't give a fuck.
Champion?
What?
Is that why he's X Division champion?
He's X Division champion, but he should be world champion. You heard it here from me.
You don't have him champion because?
I don't know, dude. There's a lot of politicking going on. I don't think that I don't think he should be in this position where he's not world champion, but I don't know if he's gonna be elevated to the world title picture anytime soon. I think this X Division champion run is going amazing. I think it's underrated. I think this should have some sort of big matches. I think there needs to be something huge coming up for him, and he's definitely been proving himself all the way to the bank. He's had some of the best battles you will ever see in AWC history, and you could print that on a fucking booklet.
Okay.
And then we had Tahir Williams, like I said, Black Authority, big influential character. Remember his battles with Tyler, who, I'm sorry to say this, he almost ran this company into the ground. So having Tahir Williams with a level head was amazing. And it's great that he came back. It's great that he survived through all this. Assumed dead at some point, but the return was amazing.
Interesting.
You got Terra Shadows,
Who is
I like.
great family of shadows.
I like
not know who TJ Shadow is.
No, I like her
Brother.
I like who her brother is, but
co-owner of AWC.
But here's a big but.
Who's got a big butt?
No, I said this is a big but. But she has not been in AWC that long. She is definitely still very new compared to guys like VTech, El Sabone, Tahir Williams, who have the history, who have that thump to them. These girls you're talking about are very new competitors. Now, I'm sure you're going to say, breath of fresh air, that's great, they're awesome, yeah, push them to the moon. And, I'm not going to argue, but they don't have the money power. They don't have the draw to them yet. The people are still coming to see the show, but they ain't the main event right now. I think El Sabone has the integrity, charisma, everything to be main event. I think Tahir could have some future main events still left in him. VTech, I think, as he's rising to the top of the bowl, he has some great main event potential in the future, and I guess Negan has some sort of main event. I didn't really think that one through. But I think points brawl, you're going to say Turbo, you're not going to change your mind. That's cool. We'll go on to the next little ditty. What was your next match?
My third match was Rusty versus JC.
Great match, but I think I could top it with Orion versus Marco Tazzacali. You disagree? Both very good matches.
Yeah.
I will give you that. I will give you credit where credit is due.
Marco's talented.
It seems like you have one brain cell left in your head, and you used it on this match. So I'm proud of you. I'll give you a hand.
Yeah. Are you gonna give me the point?
I'm not gonna give you the point. I'm gonna have you argue to get my approval, to get me to say you had the better match. You gotta argue. Give me something. What did you like about your match?
You wanna go first?
No. I want to hear yours.
I want to hear yours as well.
I think Orion is going off a big momentum push, and I like this. He recently beat Jinkazi, world champion, may I have you. And this guy's being groomed to be the next big thing. Facing all these big names, making big impacts. He did fall short to Marco, though, which proves that Marco still has something left in his tank, despite all those battles with Jinkazi and people saying he's never going to beat Jinkazi. He beat the guy who beat Jinkazi. And I think this is Marco's road to redemption, road to the next big level. Does that mean he's going to be world champion? Probably not, but I think Marco has proved himself very, very, very wise and a great opponent. Your turn, bitch.
I mean, Rusty's good. He's a former ACW World Champion.
Former. Is he gonna be future? Is he the future?
Because there's no more ACW World Championship.
No. Tell me, is he the future of your brand? Yes, no, maybe.
Possibility.
Everyone
has the same chance to be the next face. They just need to prove to everyone.
How well is that going for Rusty?
I mean,
how well is Rusty's approval rating at the moment after fighting females, after trying to beat the crap out of girls in the ring?
I mean,
probably backstage as well.
He doesn't have a lot of female fans, but
what's his approval rating right now? Is he highly liked in the locker room? Is he a locker room leader? Exactly. Who do you face off against? JC,
a former LA Continental Champion.
JC is just now getting off the ground. I finally see that.
He got momentum in this match for Battlefield because he's facing an important person.
Who's he facing?
Alejandro Leiva.
Is this confirmed? Are you allowed to confirm this?
Yes, because it got confirmed like 2 weeks ago.
It got confirmed 2 weeks ago. Okay. Just getting some validation there. What do you think makes JC better than guys like Orion and Marco Tezcao?
When did I say they're better?
You said they had the better match.
When I say that, did you hear those words come out of my mouth?
You were trying to argue your point of having the better match. Correct? Incorrect?
They're both young.
So what makes JC better than Orion or Marco?
I mean, Orion.
And what makes
he doesn't. The biggest achievement he's had is beating Jinkazi.
And that's a big achievement. How many people could say I beat Jinkazi?
I can.
It's a stretch. Not many people can say that.
Can you?
I faced off against him quite a few times. I don't think I've ever pulled the big victory, but regardless, a lot of people in that locker room can't say they beat Jinkazi. It's an accomplishment. It's a step in the right direction.
Ever faced Jin?
What?
Has JC ever faced Top Jin?
I don't think so, but I don't know if I don't think Jin would waste his time with someone like JC.
But he would waste his time with someone like Son Orion.
Son Orion is the son of Anarchist. Boom. Drop mic. Dude, he has the heritage, family heritage in wrestling. Wrestling is in his blood. It's in his passion.
But doesn't mean
his desire.
As his father.
I think he proved he's just as capable as his father at success. He beat Jinkazi. What more can you argue?
I mean, I guess he's better than his father because David has never beaten Jinkazi.
Whoa. Don't want to take anything away from David or Anarchist or
Old Man.
Any of those. Dave's definitely had his success in the past with the X Division champion. He built the X Division. There would be no X Division without DJK or Anarchist. And you could put that on a fucking booklet. Send that off. Okay?
All
right. My match better? Your match better? What's your vote?
Tomato.
Tomato? You think it goes either way?
I mean, people have the different point of views, I guess.
So you're gonna be like, oh, well, you say Orion and Marco, I say Rusty and whatever the fuck his face is.
JC.
Yeah, he's. I don't know about your. Which one would Rusty be in that situation, Orion or Marco? I don't see that.
former world champion. So I guess Marco, right?
Comparing Marco to Rusty. You heard it here first, folks.
Is the option.
Rusty is the equivalent of Marco, according to Alejandro Leyva. You could slay him later on the message boards and the social media sites.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Rusty has done more in AWC than Marco has.
Marco's had bigger matches than Rusty.
But he hasn't had as many accomplishments.
Still a better wrestler.
Marks.
Shut up. You're a Marks. Okay. Karl Marx. That's you. Fuck you. Okay, we'll just leave that one on the table. I don't know. Fuck it. Main event. What was your fucking shit?
We didn't talk about the fourth match. Hey, look, someone for Brawl.
What do you mean the fourth match?
We were talking about the third match. We never talked about the fourth match.
My fourth match was my main event.
So you only had 4 matches?
Yes, because one of the matches were combined to make one match. 2 matches were combined to make one.
When's the pay-per-view starting?
Soon. We're in the middle of Red versus Blue. We're talking about how Turbo sucks dick.
Hey.
Wait, are we live? Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh shit! So, Brawl's better, dudes.
Yeah, we're on the main. I'm on the main event. He's on his fourth match. We don't have the same number of matches. He had more matches this week.
Yes. I have to combine my fourth match in my main event.
All right. Do it. All right. Do it. Go for it.
All right. So my fourth match was Alejandro Leyva versus Shinji Kido.
That was not a bad match. It wasn't bad. I mean, it could have been better.
Okay,
I wasn't a fan of was
they both had a great match during the A2 climax, like a long ass time ago.
Oh, you missed it, Alex. Ollie compared Marco Tazzacali to Rusty.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
How dare you talk to something like that? An old partner of yours.
How would you even you can't do that, Ali? Granted, yeah, Turbo's your show, but you can't compare Marco to Rusty.
It was either Rusty or JC.
No,
I'd rather compare him to JC than Rusty.
That's the only choices Dane gave me.
No, I said I said Orion versus Marco was better than JC versus Rusty.
And then you told me to compare one to the other.
I was like, who's Rusty in this situation?
Exactly.
Because I was saying that Rusty held down the match. He's the one that, it was a great match, but Rusty wasn't pulling his weight in the match.
Wait a minute. He thought that, I kind of thought it was the other way around. I didn't think Marco was holding down that match. I think Orion was holding down the match, in my opinion.
No, but
I just compare both of them because both are former world.
But Rusty wasn't pulling his weight in his match. It was a great match, regardless.
I just compared them because they're both former world champions.
Okay, now that makes sense. So why didn't you mention that thing? Granted, yeah, I'm on Team Red, but why didn't you mention the whole? He compared them as world champions. If he's comparing them as former world champions, that makes sense.
Well, I said which one's compared to Rusty, and he's just like, oh, Marco. And
it makes sense though. Now that Ali brought up that point, it kind of makes sense. Like, granted, yeah, it's a slap to the face to Marco, but in terms of who has the bigger star power,
it's still disrespectful.
It is disrespectful, but in that scenario, it makes sense. It's like Rusty sadly was the star of his match against JC, but Marco was a star against Orion. If he's doing it from that standpoint, it makes sense. Even though it's disrespectful, it makes sense.
All right, so I'm gonna go on to my main event. You said you said you had 2 matches instead of 1 for your main event. Like you had a match and then a main event.
You don't have the same amount of matches.
Yeah, I don't have the same because 2 of them were combined to 1 match.
Wait,
that's when VTech went with El Sabone against Negan and Tahir Williams.
Wait a minute. Question.
Yes.
Then what does that make El Sabone then? Is he a face or a heel now? Because I don't know who's the face and who's the heel between me and Negan.
I think you're a face.
Okay, makes sense.
You were with VTech, and VTech kind of looks like Tyler Breeze. I don't.
Oh, I'm so confused.
I think VTech's a face.
Okay, we'll just go with that. V takes a face.
I hope he's a face. Okay, so you said Shingakito Alejandro. I don't have a match to compare to that, so I'll give you the victory there. Whatever, it's not a big deal.
Okay, so we compare main event to main event, I guess.
Main event
Yeah,
to main
let's
event.
compare to main event. Main event.
Jin Kazi versus Stoner, my main event. World title match.
Just the publicity wise, that one had the most popular vote, I believe. Stoner versus Jin Kazi. I feel like that had a popular vote.
I'll give you the match didn't live up to its hype, but it was still a good match.
Yeah, you're right.
Version. In my opinion, it was kind of short.
It was short.
It was a little too short. I agree.
Yeah, that'll give you that. I mean, at least Ollie was honest about it. He's not gonna say, "Oh, it sucks slow." He literally was being honest that it was a short match, and I'll agree with him to that. I wish it wasn't short, but yeah, it was short, which kind of sucked.
Maybe it could have been saved for a pay-per-view.
That too. I mean, granted, yeah, it was on a brawl because that type of caliber, star power should have been for a pay-per-view, but we already had a set match for the pay-per-view. But I thought it was I think was it for like it was our go home show, so I think
Yeah.
Dane did the right thing on putting that match as a go home main event.
Well, the original idea was to have that match for a pay-per-view, but we talked it through and it just didn't make sense. It made more sense to have it this week than it did at a pay-per-view because, you know, WrestleMania and all that shit's coming up
Yeah.
really soon. We got to get those big matches going.
Good point. Since it's coming, when's Armenia? March or April?
I don't know. I think it's April. I want to say. I don't know though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But let's continue on with the main event comparisons. With the
And his was
versus
all
Turbos.
his was all his elimination chamber people in a tag match, I guess.
You
I
know,
mean,
Curtis
it
Strong
works.
and Judas Maxwell
Yes, you know-
versus Blaze, Midnight, and Clint Kenosha.
I kind of like the idea. I mean, it's kind of generic, generic booking, making a six-man tag team pitting against the heels and the faces before their pay-per-view. But at the end of the day, it's always worked for some reason. People get along with it, like, oh, it's a cliche, but it's a cliche everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like something that would be a WWE pre-show or like a Survivor Series match to me. So I didn't get behind it.
So you can,
I mean, I should. I mean, I should do the same thing because we're Team Braun. We should heckle Turbo, but in this case, I'm not really gonna heckle it on the fact that it fit the concept of his main event match, which is the Elimination Chamber. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. Put in the faces against the heels of each chamber. Honestly, I really didn't like it. I wish the whole show maybe revolved around their guys facing one another in separate matches. Like, hey, tell me again, who were the participants in your chamber, Ollie?
all right, it was T Dynamite, Curtis Strong, Judas Maxwell, Jay Blaze, Midnight, and Clint Kenosha.
Clint Kenosha. All right, so like pit each one of them. Like one match I would have liked to see would have been like Clint Kenosha versus Curtis Strong, T Dynamite versus Judas Maxwell, and then Midnight versus who was the other one?
Jay.
Clint Kenosha.
And Jay, yeah.
Well,
Like-
there's two established people in that match. There's Curtis Strong and Jay. Those are the biggest established names in that match.
Yeah, so like put people like Clint Kenosha and like Curtis, it'd be a good match. You have this up and rising star facing off the established vet Jay Blaze versus Midnight, just to give, Jay Blaze a squash so he can look strong going into the pay-per-views, and everybody else looks like they're fighting to prove their worth.
You do know Midnight's Chadwick, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I just still Chadwick went downhill.
It's a very forgettable match.
But in terms of both main events, I'm sorry, but both shows failed to exceed expectations.
I'll agree with that, but I still think I had the better match. It was more important. It was a world title match. It had two of the biggest names that everyone wanted to see. It did not deliver to the level of it, but it got butts in the seats, and people were excited to see it, and they weren't excited to see your fucking match. Sorry.
Wait. Well, how did Stoner get the title shot in the first match?
Last week.
Yeah,
Last week in Turbo. I mean, last week on Brawl, he had the
yeah.
Last week on Brawl, he had champions. He had a #1 contendership match. Who was it against? It was against Kid Friendly, wasn't it?
I think so.
That was the #1 contender.
I think so. I think it was.
I thought it was just a regular squash match.
No, like if he won that match, he would get an opportunity at the world title. It wasn't really #1 contenders. It was really much if Stoner won, he would face Jin Kazi next week. If not, there was no championship match for anybody. It was just pretty much like a feast or fired match in a way. Like if you win, would you give you this? If not, it sucks to be you.
The pay-per-view should be starting if it hasn't already, so we should probably go off air. I don't know. Should we add up all and say who won, or we'll do that later?
There's no. I guess.
I mean,
we.
Hey, let's be fair to him. Let's be fair to him already. Which match do you want to scrap out, Ale, that you really didn't like? Since it's your show, which out of your matches of your show, which one did you like the least?
From
let's see what this
yesterday?
One.
Yeah, from yesterday for Turbo. Which out of those 5 matches, which one did you like the least? Like the least favorite one?
I'd probably say the opener, Black Ogre versus Logan Rights.
Okay, let's be fair. Let's be fair to him and take off that match just to make it a fair 4-on-4.
All right. Yeah. All right.
All right. So first match. Okay. Then what was the first match? If we don't count that match for you, Ali.
Austin Cage versus Kid Friendly.
Austin Cage versus Kid Friendly was for you. Dane, what about for you, Ali?
It was Lucia Violet and Negasonic Teenage Warhead versus Queen D and Terra Shadows.
Yeah.
You probably win that one. We had to go into the.
Even though Dane gave me the opener match.
No, I gave you the opener match, but you took the opener match away. So I'm gonna.
As your least favorite, that's what I meant. Which one did you like the least? And you picked that one, so.
I mean, we had a better 2-on-2 tag, I think, with VTech and El Sabone versus Negan and Tahir Williams, but
Sexist.
Fuck you.
More established names. Been there longer.
Yeah, Lucia Violet and Tara are the only known ones. They're like the most established ones. No disrespect to the ladies.
Yeah.
Queen D.
First women's champion.
Fuck Queen D. Who cares about her?
All right. So, yeah, fuck this. We're not going to do results. Fuck that. Let's just go off air. The fucking pay-per-view is probably starting right now.
All right, we'll just say this. It was a draw. We'll give each other a draw for this week.
Draw this week, or we'll fucking do later on where we just bitch about what show is better. We'll do, like, part 2 or results or some shit.
We always do that anyway, so fuck it. Let's do it.
Tweet shades at each other.
Yeah, well, I'll win because you don't know how to diss. Just saying.
Do you even have a Twitter, bro? Do you mean Twitter, bro?
Yeah.
All you're gonna say is Hadur and what, Ali? That's all your burns.
Yeah, you're gonna say bay. That's all you.
Bay. Bay, and then we say Dolph Ziggler sucks, and you'll just do angry face.
No.
Yeah, angry face.
So I guess it's goodbye.
Your fucking booking credibility is as dead as George Michaels himself. So let's go. You're gonna tell him I said that?
Yeah.